Hey, welcome back to our 13-day Halloween countdown. We are on day 8, and today is going to be a scrapbook overlay that I have actually designed the cutouts for you to make life a little bit easier. And so we're going to go ahead and get those uploaded, and then I will show you how to assemble it. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is click upload. Obviously whatever design program you're in, and you want the SVG file. So I'm going to go to my overlay, and in this case there's two. There's one that has the color backgrounds to cut, and then there is also the overlay itself, which is just a black color. You can change that. You can make it purple, you can make it orange. It might be kind of fun to make it bright and put it on a dark background. I might do the same. So I'm going to upload that, and then just select the two that I want and add to canvas. And now that I said it, I kind of want to do it. So I think I'm going to make my overall thing, my overall overlay. I don't know if I want to do it white, or I've got a shiny lime green. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to turn this lime green, and I like to use the advanced because then I can get a color that I know kind of sort of matches whatever it is I'm going to be doing. And in this case, it's really bright. It's like up in here. There we go. So that's going to be my overlay. And then all of these, they don't quite line up right now because I moved them around on the page so they weren't stuck together. All of these are the files that you will put behind here. And it looks like I need to fix a couple little dots, but I'll get those fixed so that they're good to go when you actually upload them. And I did this bright pink for pattern paper, and then these I was just planning on doing cardstock. Other than I might have some purple vinyl that's glittery, and so if that's the case, I'm going to do that for these, and I will show you how I do that. I'm just thinking how that's going to work, where it's not a reversible, like it's not an iron-on, and I need it to be glued to the back of the paper before I stick it down. I guess I could always just put a little bit of glue on it and then pull the backing off and stick the whole thing down like a sticker. Anyway, you can cut this out of anything that you want. If you've got green glitter paper or green glitter vinyl or whatever, I'm going to use pattern papers for the ink and then cardstock for the rest of it. And I will meet you back here to put it back together. All right, you should have everything cut out for the overlay. I'm experimenting a little bit and using some heat transfer vinyl, which isn't sticky obviously until you actually heat it up, and so I'm just not going to heat it up. I'm going to use it with glue. And then regular glitter vinyl, which could be a challenge because I'm not sure how well it's going to glue to this, and then the backside is sticky already. So it might be that I have to cut these out first, glue it, kind of hold it, and then move on, or I'm going to have to start over with something else. But I didn't have silver glitter paper, and I kind of wanted to use silver for these little stars to make it a little brighter. And I had silver glitter vinyl, so I figured why not try it. This is the Monster Madness from Doodlebug that I've been working my way through. This is some kind of cardstock that I bought a long time ago that has a little bit of a shimmer in it, like it's a frosty green shimmer. And then this piece here is from Bella Boulevard a long time ago. It was in the Halloween stash. So it's called Trick or Treat, and I'm not sure how old it is. I'm going to slide all this out of the way. I'm doing two photo mounts. This one's 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, and then the white is 4 1/2 by 4 1/2. And this one is 4 1/4 by 6 1/4, and then 4 1/2 and 6 1/2, and then obviously the photo would be 4 by 6 to put on there. I'm going to slide this out of the way after I slice off the bottom because I forgot to. The back side of this one actually has owls on it, so I don't know if you've seen that one or not, which would have been cute too if I decided to go darker with my overlay, but because I wanted to go light, I had a bunch of these black and white stars papers, so I figured that would be fun to try. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, move this out of the way and get this all laid out. So I'm going to turn it upside down, and then I'm going to work from the front back. So any of the stars, we'll just get that part out of the way right off the bat. any of the stars would be the first thing to be put on there, and the circles, obviously, because they're going to be towards the front, and then probably the potion bottle and pumpkin, and then the letters. Okay, and then I think after the stars I can do the hat and stuff too. So I'm going to start with the stars just to see how bad I messed myself up here and if I need to be redoing something. I'm going to just generally cut out around these, put the glue on my outside edge here, and stick it down and just let it sit for a bit while I work on other things, and then come back to it, and hopefully, oh, this is going to be an issue. Hopefully it'll be dry, and I will be able to peel the star off. We shall see. If not, I just messed a bunch of stuff up. But it's no fun unless you're experimenting, so I had to try it. And I'm sure, oh, you know what else I could have done? Stick this to cardstock and then cut it out. Like, stick it to a piece of scrap paper, or I've got some like really thin white cardstock that I bought at Joann's. I think I needed white cardstock really bad, and they only had the smooth, and it's kind of thin. It's not my favorite, so I use it for experimenting and like making templates to see if something's going to work, so that I'm not wasting my good paper first. So that's an option too. So I guess by being on this, it's kind of like being on a piece of cardstock. But if I'd have done it on cardstock first and then cut it, I wouldn't have to be messing with this. So live and learn. And all I had to do was talk about it for a minute, and I thought my way right through it. So I will try that next time. I'm going to stick it on cardstock next time and cut it out. The good news is there's lots more holiday, like these actual Halloween colors and things to do. And then later there'll be Christmas, and it needs some silver too, so lots to still experiment with. If you're just catching up, this is day 8 of my 13-day Halloween countdown. And if you have missed the previous 7 files, you can grab all of those and follow along in the video by picking up the Instant Access Bundle. If you're on day 8 and you know you're going to miss a day later on and you would like to grab the Instant Access Bundle, you can do that too. And then later, these will all be available individually in my shop, as well as part of my big Halloween Mega Bundle. And that will be on sale. The Mega Bundle is on sale while we're doing the countdown, and then the price will go up, obviously, because it'll have extra files in it by the time we are done with this countdown. Okay. And details and links for that should be down below. And I will do that when I upload the video. I think I remembered everything other than the whole hit subscribe and like and follow me and see what else I experiment with. Or if there's something you've been wanting to experiment with and you're not exactly sure how to go about it, or you would like some help, leave me a comment and I will do my best to help, because I like playing with paper and obviously experimenting with things. Okay, this one's going to be a little tricky because that star is going to want to stick to it. So I'm trying to like not bump that star while I'm doing this thing. Just like that. Stuck right to the glass. So I'm going to want to peel those later. Oh, you know what? I just thought of another solution to that. I'll get this stuck down first, because I don't want to mess it up. But I have, because the glue seems to be making it stick to the paper pretty well. Like the glue, you can stick glitter vinyl to paper with glue. My issue is I pulled the backing off of this one to be able to get that witch hat piece down. So I'm going to cut around it. It's stuck to my thumb without cutting my overlay. And then reglue made this way more complicated than it needed to be. I should have just put it on cardstock. But since I didn't, we're going to experiment with a few other things. But I just had an idea. Once I get this lined up and where I want it. It needs to be gluing. Okay. There is this pink and main powder that you use when you don't want things to stick anymore. And so I'm just going to coat the back of that with this so that it's not sticky anymore. And then I won't worry about sticking it to other stuff as I'm working, because each of these is going to be a little sticker on the back ready to be stuck to something, and I don't want it to be stuck to something. So I just turned it non-sticky. Crisis averted. As long as my glue holds, which it seems to be for the most part. It's going to hold well enough that I can get this down on paper. Oops. That needed a little help. And I didn't give the glue, obviously, enough time to completely set up on these, but we got things to do. The powder is totally working, though. So you also use this if you're doing like shaker cards and you don't want your foam tape to be sticky on the sides anymore, or if you don't want static on your acetate. That's what this powder is for, but it's also to turn a sticker not a sticker, or in this case, sticky vinyl not sticky. And it's working beautifully. And you can kind of see when it gets stuck on there, it kind of mutes the shimmer of the sticky. So I know when I've gotten enough on there. That one's got a little bit of a gap, but I'm not going to worry about it too much because there's going to be enough going on. It'll hide itself kind of. Okay, so I think everything is not sticky now. It's a little dusty, but it's not sticky. Okay, so I'm going to put this away. Wipe this area off. It's due for a cleaning anyway. And then we can start working on the rest of it. So I'm going to do the hat next. Just kind of run around the edges. And then once I get a few more of these things on there, obviously it's going to stick the edges of that vinyl down too. But next time I want to do this, I'll probably just stick it on paper first. And I'm just making sure I don't have any gaps. There might be a little bit of extra glue. I'm not too worried about it because all of this is going to get glued down as we go anyway. Okay. And then I want to do the potion bottle and the pumpkin. I think I have to do, I have to do the pumpkins. You have to do the pumpkin stem and leaf first, because it is in front of the orange. So do that, and then you can do the pumpkin. And the pumpkin is in front of the letters, so you want that. I mean, the letters aren't going to overlap into your pumpkin anyway, but just in case they were cut a little bit larger, that's how you'd want to do it, or if you were doing it on your own. I don't think any of that comes up. If it does, you can always trim it. Okay, and then we've got a potion bottle here, top, and then I actually cut the potion itself out of the purple glitter iron-on, which is actually really, really pretty on the real side. It's one of my favorites. And this isn't sticky at all, so I should just be able to glue it and put it. The only issue is it's going to be a little bit flimsy, but I'm not too worried about that. I think it'll be okay. You can iron on your paper too. You don't have to, I mean, you could glue it instead. If you didn't want to glue it or you wanted to iron it onto paper, you totally could do that. In this case, I need to do those bubbles. And then I can do the exclamation point. Keep forgetting which side I'm supposed to be looking at. They might need a little coercion. As long as I don't bump them too much, they should be okay for putting down until I'm ready to glue the whole thing. I just like when glitter is contained. I like when it's contained in the paper, and I like when it's contained in the vinyl, and I don't have to actually mess with it. Not that these don't shed a little bit, but they don't shed nearly as much as if you were actually playing with glitter. I don't know why, but maybe it's because I can't control my glue. I've never been very good at glitter. I mean, I can control my glue, but I get it on myself, and then as soon as you've got glue on you, and then there's glitter, you are glittered. Okay, I'm going to finish the bubbles. And I'm just trying to run my glue close to that inside edge because I know that they don't reach all the way to the outside, and I want to get as much glue holding them as possible. I'm also going to do these a little in advance so that my glue can have a little second to get kind of tacky, and then maybe it'll hold that vinyl just a little bit better. Okay. I'm excited to see what the glitter looks like shining through on the other side. Okay, this is the E that goes here. And it's not going to overlap my K. I'm not worried about that. So I'm going to go ahead and do this E. And all these edges. If you like having, I don't know why that one's so short. I wonder if I grabbed a scrap and threw the wrong thing away. Because this one goes here. This is not reaching across all the way. I think I grabbed the wrong piece and tossed it. I'm going to have to recut that one. Anyway, if you like having the insides already like designed and cut for you, or so that they're ready for a cut file, leave me a comment below. I'm only doing them so far for the inside just for this challenge, and I only did it on 2. The very first one I showed, it was, sorry, let me repeat that. I already had it done for the gnome one, and then I did it, so actually every single overlay for this one, I have done the insides for you. I did a video to, like a free file that is in my library, and that has a video that I show you how to create your own insides so that no matter what overlay file you have, if it doesn't have the insides already done, you can figure out how to do those on your own. So if you get an overlay file from somewhere else, or you make your own and you're not sure how to do the insides, that video will show you how to do that, and it is in my channel. It'll be uploaded by the time that this is up. And but if you want me to continue making overlays for scrapbooking, and you're interested in those in the shop or in the free library, and you want me to do the inside so that they're easier for you to put together, leave me a comment, and I will. If I get enough interest in that, then I will do that. Just because it's a little extra time, a little more design. Not that I can't handle it. I just wasn't going to do it if you all liked fussy cutting them. But if you want your Cricut to be able to do it, by all means, we will have your Cricut do it. So I need to find a scrap piece of this blue star. And I'm just going to show you how to cheat this really fast. We are going to trace it backwards. I think I can still see it on there. And I'm going to cut just a little outside that trace line. So this is one way that you can do overlays also. If you've got an overlay file and you were wondering how to do it and you don't want to run it through the Cricut, you can trace the overlay onto a piece of paper or to the paper that you want for fill, and then you just kind of shadow cut around it. Okay, because then you don't have to worry about erasing, which is pain. And if you're like me, then you get the shavings everywhere. And mix that with glue, it's almost as bad as glitter. But in this case, no erasing needed because we did it backwards. So it's on the back side, and that is done. I am ready for the reveal. I'm kind of excited. So I'm going to scooch this aside. Wah wah. And make you wait just a second while we glue this ghosty down to the bottom of the paper, because he is kind of what's going to guide me for where I want to put that eek. Hopefully you can see that. So I'm just lining that up with the edge of my paper and creating a border out of it. And then I'm ready to lay this down. Gotta move that needle. I can do the top border in a minute. That's not a big deal. Let's put some glue on here, and then we'll do our reveal. I'm making sure I get it on the green around the vinyl, just in case it doesn't hold. I mean, it's a piece of paper that's gonna be in a scrapbook. It's not like it's gonna get played with or anything, but just so that it's not falling off on my page in a few years when something unsticks. So we'll get a pretty good covering on there, because there's nothing worse than going back through your scrapbook layouts to look at and things are laying in the bottom of the page protector because your glue didn't hold, which is why you want to buy scrapbook glue and make sure it's archival safe so that it's not ruining your photos. But mostly you want your stuff to stay stuck where you put it so that you can enjoy those scrapbooks 10, 15 years down the road. I still look at my scrapbooks from 20 years ago, and some of them that were done without archival stuff, you can tell, and the ones that I didn't use a very good glue or tape and they've fallen off, I've had to go back and fix. Okay, so now there it is. It's all pretty. Making sure I'm lining up to the left and the right. I kind of want that pumpkin to overlap the ghosties just a little. I got pretty good spacing, and then I'm just going to press it all down. That glitter vinyl is pretty. I don't know how well it's showing up on the camera, but it's got a really good shimmer, and so does the silver. That's fun. It's fun that it's bright against the black. Okay, so let's glue this down. Mostly I'm worried about ends, and then just a little bit in the middle. And same thing, I'm going to leave a little bit like I did before on the previous layout. I'm just going to leave a little bit of a border at the top. I just like when there's like visually a little bit of black, but you still kind of know that this is the top of the page. And then we've got eyeballs for over here. And they are going to go on this white like this. So I need to put some glue on here. I'm going to invest in a tape runner. I think that will speed this process up. Okay, so that's the end of our layout. Again, if you want instant access to all of the files, check the link below. If you want the rest of the Halloween bundle that I have going on, check the link below. It'll be in the shop. And as always, check out my blog for more free files and fun scrapbooking tips. Make sure you share with your friends. Hit subscribe and the notification bell. And thank you for joining me. I don't think I'm going to add much bling to this one because I'm kind of happy with the way it went. And all that glitter down there is way more than enough bling. So there we have it. Okay, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Tomorrow will be day 9 and more fun stuff.